What's going on YouTube? It's your girl Village Gemini back again today with another video, another banger for you guys. On today's video, we will be going over the top 3 SMGs in Vanguard that you should be running right now. They are in no particular order, but they are the top 3 SMGs. But before we get into today's video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you will be notified when I do post a new video. If you do enjoy this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button. It does help the channel out and I greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into today's video. Now before we get into the top 3 SMGs, I will be providing the best class setup for each SMG. So make sure you watch the full video to get the best class setup for each SMG that I will be talking about. Now, the very first SMG we will talk about is the MP40. Now, as you guys know, the MP40 is a classic. It's a fan favorite in Vanguard. A lot of people run this gun because it is one of the top tier SMGs in this game. Now, with the MP40, you get the speed of an SMG, you get the range of a AR, and you get the hip fire of a shotgun. So this right here, those 3 things makes the MP40 one of the best SMGs in Vanguard. So let's go over the best class setup that you could possibly run for the MP40. So here we have the MP40 class setup. Let's get into these attachments. So for the muzzle, you want to run the flash hider. This right here gives you recoil control as well as muzzle flash concealment. This makes it so you could see your enemy while you are firing. For the barrel, we got the 3.7 mm 04B. It makes your weapon controllable and accurate, as well as it stops the scope sway. So when you aim it down sight, it won't sway or it won't bob, like move up and down. For the optic, the iron sights on the MP40 is perfect. You do not need an optic. For the stock, we got the folding stock. This gives you that sprint to fire speed. So when you're running around the map with your tactical sprint and you see an enemy, you could easily stop and fire. So you need the folding for the MP40, as well as it increases your movement speed. So like I was saying, you can run around any map and shoot and fire quickly. For the proficiency, we are using brace. This helps with your initial accuracy as well as recoil. For the kit, you use fully loaded for that max starting ammo. For the rear grip, you want to use the polymer grip. Now this gives you a flinch resistance as well as accuracy and recoil while someone is shooting at you and you're shooting back at them. This makes it so you will most likely kill them before they kill you. The magazine, we're using a 64 round drum for the extra magazine capacity. For the ammo type, you want to use a lengthen because this is what helps the MP40 have that assault rifle range. Last but not least, for the underbarrel, you want to use the Carver foregrip for the extra recoil control as well as hip fire accuracy, so you don't always have to aim down sight when you are using this weapon. Now for the secondary, you want to run a pistol. It doesn't matter which pistol you use, as long as you are running a pistol. Perks, you want to use fortified. For the second perk, you want to use tracker or radar. I prefer tracker, but it depends on the map. If you're on a larger map, you want to use tracker. If you're on a closer range map like Shipment or the house, you want to use radar. And for perk 3, use double time. It increases your tactical speed movement by 30%. For the lethal, you want to use the gammon bomb, and you want to use for your tactical either the stun grenade or the stim. Alright, so the next SMG we will be talking about is the railgun. Remember, these are not in no particular order, so the MP40 is not better than the railgun and anything like that. But the next one is the railgun. Now, the railgun is an unlockable weapon, so if you haven't unlocked it already, I highly suggest you work towards getting this weapon unlocked, because as of now, from the latest update, the well gun is a 2 to 3 shot kill. So you only need 3 bullets to actually kill your opponent with the well gun. Now the well gun is different from the MP40, meaning that it's not as fast, so you don't have an increase in movement speed, but you still get that long range and medium range accuracy with the well gun. Now let's go over a class setup. Now for the class setup for the well gun, the attachments you want to run is .3 rifle break. This gives you an increase in accuracy. For the barrel, you want to run the Hawkinson 43. This less fall off damage from shooting long range, as well as increased limb damage. So if you happen to shoot at the opponent's arms or leg, it still increases the damage of you taking them down. For the optic, like I mentioned with the MP40, the iron sights on these weapons are pretty good, so you do not need an optic. For the stock, we are using the S Custom. This gives you an increase in hip fire accuracy as well as movement speed, so you can typically run around any close range map and have that hip fire accuracy on point. Now for the proficiency, you want to use Acrobat. This gives you that prone transition accuracy, so when you're switching from crouch to prone or from prone to crouch, you get that extra increase in accuracy. For the kit, you want to use quick. This gives you that sprint speed, so like I mentioned, when you're running around the map, you will be quick. For the rear grip, you want to use Pine Tar Grip. This gives you a +2 in recoil control as well as hip fire accuracy. For the magazine, you want to use the 64 round drum mag. This gives you reload quickness as well as magazine ammo capacity. For the ammo type, of course, you want to use lengthen for that extra bullet velocity. All right, so for the underbarrel, you want to use the pistol grip for the extra sprint to fire speed and hip fire accuracy. Now let's get on into the secondaries and the perk. The secondary, with the well gun, you want to use a melee weapon. For the perks, you want to run cold-blooded, radar or tracker. And for the well gun, you want to use lightweight, so it increases your movement speed. I know in past CODs you want to use like scavenger, but scavenger is pretty useless right now because there will always be someone on your team running and supply ammo box, so you could just easily get your ammo from there and free up this extra perk. So you want to use lightweight to increase your movement speed. For the lethal, you want to use the Molotov cocktail or the gammon bomb, but I'm trying to switch it up, so you can use the Molotov cocktail. And for your tactical, you want to use stem to regenerate your health after a gunfight with an enemy. All right, so the last SMG we will be talking about is the M1928. It's a very underrated SMG. I don't hear too many people talking about it, but it is one of the best. That's why it is included in my top 3 SMGs. Now, the M1928 is perfect for close range engagements, and it also has a high rate of fire. So now let's go over the class setup for the M1928. For the muzzle, you want to use the G28 compensator. This gives you an increase in recoil control. For the barrel, I'm using the 14.5 inch shrouded for the extra hip fire accuracy, recoil recovery, as well as hip fire recoil recovery. But the optic, I am using the MK.8 reflector, or you cannot use the optic at all. It is a personal preference. For the stock, we're using a Ragdoll T2 support for their recoil control, accuracy, recoil recovery, as well as flinch resistance. For the proficiency, we're using sleight of hand for their reload quickness, as well as fully loaded for the kit. For the rear grip, you want to use the polymer grip for that flinch resistance, as well as accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. So when someone is shooting at you, you don't have that much recoil and your accuracy remain on point. For the magazine, we're using a 50 round drum for a +5 5 in recoil control and accuracy, as well as aim down sight speed, fire rate, and movement speed. For the ammo type, you're using lengthened for the extra range and bullet velocity. And for the underbarrel, you want to use the Carver foregrip for recoil control, hip fire accuracy. For the secondary, I suggest using a pistol. I'm using the Rat pistol. For the purse, we have Cold-Blooded, Tracker, and Tactician to get that extra tactical equipment recharge every 30 seconds. It might not seem like a lot, but it is very helpful. For the lethal, I am using the Gammon Bomb again. And for the tactical, we have the stem. Now, this is the best class setup for the M1928. I do have a dedicated video on this class setup. I will leave it in the corner at the top so you guys can check that out when you get through with this. But these are the top 3 SMGs right now in Vanguard. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and this content, and don't forget to tap that notification bell to be notified when I do post a new video. I post a video every Monday and Friday, and I do stream on Tuesday and Thursdays. So if you haven't already, like this video. If you enjoyed this content, I greatly appreciate it, and I catch you guys in the next video.